at this point of time, 5 minutes back, we have not got the charge sheet. Nobody has seen the charge sheet. The ED has not shared with anybody. Court has not shared with it. There's no press release by ED. Yet everybody is talking about exactly what is contained in the charge sheet. People who have been named in charge sheet, people who are party to the case, have no idea. And the very fact that these selective leaks are being made and we are being asked to debate on it, this indicates what all is going on. It's a fake case being foisted upon the Congress leadership. We do not know what the charge sheet contains.
They won't, I don't know. If they have any sense, they won't. The best thing, the biggest favor they can do to Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi and Mr. Kharge is to arrest them. The biggest political favor they can do is to arrest them. It will not stand ground within a couple of hours or in a couple of days. They'll be released, and then the political battle will begin. They will gain political sympathy. I do not think that they will arrest them. The entire purpose is, like Mr. Sappal said, to defame, to tarnish them, to keep them under the cosh, to constantly keep them under pressure, keep them, when you're busy fighting for your, busy defending yourself, you won't be able to do a whole lot of political work or do stuff that you plan to do in Gujarat or in Bihar, etc.
Then, before the elections in Chhattisgarh, etc., there were series of raids on our leaders. So this is a repeat thing. Every time we know these things happen, the raids are done, but we are fighting a government which does not believe in a democratic setup. We are fighting a government which, so our response cannot be the same which is expected in a democratic system. So what we are doing is, despite all the disadvantages, we have not diluted our political ideology. It's very easy for us to speak the divisive language. If divisive language brings votes, then it's very easy for Rahul Gandhi also to speak divisive language. Lawyers will take care of the legal side. Politically, we will be doing what we are supposed to do.
Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Delhi police today detained several Congress workers protesting outside the AICC headquarters, that is 24 Akbar Road, and the protest erupted after the Enforcement Directorate filed a charge sheet in the National Herald case and naming senior party leaders Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi as key accused. Now, the detained protesters were demonstrating against what they called a politically motivated move by the center to target the opposition leaders using the investigative agencies. And ED has yesterday filed its prosecution complaint in Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court under the PMLA Act 2002. Now, there are several things which are not very clear about the charge sheet which has been filed. And I'm going to pick up a few clauses of the charge sheet and we'll try and discuss as to what this charge sheet is all about. Now, as I told you, that the key accused in this case are Sonia Gandhi, who's been accused as accused number 1. Rahul Gandhi is accused number 2. Then you have Suman Dubey, Sam Petroda, and the companies Young Indian and Dotex Merchandise Private Limited, and Sunil Bhandari, who's the main accused in this particular case. Now, ED has invoked sections 44 and 45 of the PMLA Act for committing the offense of money laundering under section 3 of the Act, along with section 70, which deals with offenses by companies to establish the vicarious liability of the firms and the office bearers and the executives. And what the agency, the ED has sought punishment for the accused under section 4 of the PMLA, which provides for a jail term of 7 years. So it's not a small thing which they have asked for. And of course, that's going to be contested in the court. Now, what are the charges against Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi? The Enforcement Directorate has cited a 2017 income tax assessment order, which has allegedly, in its charge sheet, said that the office bearers, AICC, along with the principal officers of the Associated Journals Limited and Young Indian, orchestrated a criminal conspiracy to take over the properties worth 2,000 crore belonging to AJL, which is an unlisted company. Now, the ED has also mentioned that 99% of AJL's shares were transferred to Young Indian, which is a private firm, for just 50 lakh rupees. Now, Sonia and Rahul Gandhi each hold a 38% stake in Young Indians, and while the remaining 24% was jointly held by Motilal Vora and Oscar Fernandez, who, of course, are no more. So they are saying that the entire 100% share now is with Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. What they have further said in the charge sheet is the accused have conspired to convert an outstanding loan of 90.21 crore, earlier extended by AICC to AJL, into equity shares worth 9.02 crore, which were then transferred to Young Indian for a nominal sum. So a lot of things are being said. Then there is also this bit about the Young Indian, how it was registered under Section 25 of the Companies Act as a non-profit entity, but the ED says that the company did not engage in any charitable activities. So these are the contours of the charge sheet, if I may call it. But how would you really read this charge sheet? It took about a year for ED to file this charge sheet. Now, does this look politically motivated? Is it nervousness on the part of BJP, Prime Minister Modi, and Home Minister Amit Shah, just because Congress is getting hyperactive in states like Bihar and Gujarat? So we'll try and discuss all of this, the legal points as well as the political posturing as well. Joining me now this evening, a very special panel. We have Gurdeep Sappal, who is the CWC member and the Congress admin in charge, and also somebody who's the advisor to Mallikarjun Kharge. Thank you so much, Gurdeep, for joining. We have Javed Ansari, political commentator, senior journalist, also joins us, who've been tracking these developments very, very closely. Thank you, Javed, so much for joining. And I'll begin with Gurdeep. And Gurdeep, I really want you to talk about the charge sheet per se, the sections which have been invoked in this charge sheet. Do they look politically motivated? And what is the substance in the claims which are made by the Enforcement Directorate? Yes.
Yes, I'll begin with that, Neelu. Can you please tell me from where did you pick up that the charge sheet says such and such things? Where did you pick it up from?
No, it's reported all over. I'm just
no,
reading.
because at this point of time, 5 minutes back, we have not got the charge sheet. Nobody has seen the charge sheet. The ED has not shared with anybody. Court has not shared with it. There's no press release by ED. Yet everybody is talking about exactly what is contained in the charge sheet. People who have been named in charge sheet, people who are party to the case, have no idea. And the very fact that these selective leaks are being made and we are being asked to debate on it, this indicates what all is going on. It's a fake case being foisted upon the Congress leadership. We do not know what the charge sheet contains. Officially, nobody knows it. And that is why I asked you this question. From where did you pick up these clauses that charge sheets contain such and such things?
No, but even yesterday, Gurdeep, if I may just interrupt you, even yesterday, all the TV channels, the so-called Modi media channels, they were quoting the charge sheet as if the charge sheet had been given out to them. They were quoting portions.
But
they
who
were
got it?
Rahul Gandhi
Yes. It means, Neelu, there's a invisible hand dishing out this information to everybody and asking them to debate it without ever anyone realizing that charge sheet is not out in public. Who has this invisible hand? Who's directing this entire media show without actually verifying what the facts are, where the facts lie? This is exactly the point. This is what we are protesting today. Nobody knows what is there in the charge sheet. The judge has not read it because it was given to him yesterday. The ED has not let it out. Our lawyers have not got it. And yet everybody is discussing it, ignoring exactly what it contains.
The ED has not let it out officially.
Yes. That's my point. So there's an invisible hand. It's not that everything is right. I'll give you a simple example. All these years, ED was saying that the properties which are under the question are worth 5,000 crore rupees. Last year, it went to tribunal saying that the total properties are 359 crore rupees. And since yesterday, now it is being said that the properties are 751 crore rupees. Now, these selective leaks are factually wrong. Out of these three, only one figure can be correct. Who will verify this? So we are debating something which is factually not there, which has been planted by BJP through selective leaks, and these leaks need not be correct. So I think instead of debating clause by clause, let us discuss what the case is all about and why this is happening. That's my point.
Okay, point well taken. You're saying that the charge sheet has not been. The accused do not know anything about the charge sheet. Neither their lawyers know about it, and the entire world is discussing about this case. Javed, what does the case look
Neither
like?
the media knows about it.
Neither the media knows about it.
Discussing it.
Yes.
No, even the media doesn't know about it, but they're discussing it.
And you asked me that how I got it. So I just was reading through the reports which are coming out on various news websites. So I'm quoting them. And then I started the discussion.
But they also don't know.
Yeah, true. That's true. But Javed, what does the case now look like to you? If the charge sheet details are not known to the accused, neither to their lawyers,
I object to this word also accused.
Okay, so Javed, what do you think? How do you make of this case? Does it look like a case of political vendetta? Does it look like a case of conspiracy against the Gandhi family?
Look, you don't have to be Einstein to guess what is the motive and who is behind this. If we don't know what the charge sheet contains, nobody has seen the charge sheet. Alleged, reportedly, these are the terms that are being used. Now, who knows, tomorrow morning or this evening or maybe some days later, when this charge sheet is made public or is available to the public, the accusations may be the allegations against the Congress leadership may be totally different. So we don't know. We are discussing in a vacuum. And why is all this happening? If you have such a, airtight case, because the ED and the CBI and the government have had, they've had a month of Sundays to prepare this case, to go after to prepare a watertight case. And if you have such a sound, well-rounded case, then why don't you make it public? Why are you hiding behind this? This is an attempt. This is a smear campaign. This is nothing but an attempt without going into the merits of the case, because I don't know. I have not seen the charge sheet, so I don't know. But this is the modus operandi that the state always uses against its political opponents, which is to smear them, tar everybody with this brush. And then tomorrow, when the facts come out, news channels and newspapers news channels and newspapers will run a small line or a ticker that, Congress leadership accused of misappropriation of 5 crore rupees or misappropriation. So the sum that the gulf between the reality and what is being projected could well turn out to be humongous. But that will not find play in the media. It won't find play in television channels nor in the newspapers. I have seen that. There was a lot of hue and cry was made about the 2G case. A. Raja went to jail, Kanimudi went to jail, everybody went to jail. What happened? They've been exonerated. True. This perceived loss, which my country cousin Mr. Rai came up with, of a few thousand crore. What was the figure, Gurdeep ji? I forget.
1,76,000 crores.
1,76,000 crores. I don't know even if. Yeah. I don't know what has become of this. So this might well meet the same fate because as is often the case on such issues, the gulf between reality and between what is being alleged is humongous.
Right. So, but I'm just wondering, I heard what Gurdeep was saying. Gurdeep, I'll come to you now that what could be the trigger if they are indulging in these selective leaks? Was the trigger the meeting which happened in the morning at 10 Rajaji Marg between Rahul Gandhi, Mr. Kharge? You were also part of that meeting. Tejasvi Yadav was there. By afternoon, we saw Robert Vadra marching to the ED office. In the afternoon, there were visuals of Rahul Gandhi addressing the Congress workers in Gujarat. And then by evening, we get to hear about this charge sheet and all the TV channels in their prime time playing up the charge sheet in a big way. So is this an indication of political nervousness on the part of BJP? Let's be honest about it. Of course, political vendetta does look like one bit, but is political nervousness also one sign?
It's not about political nervousness, Neelu. This is about defaming a political party. And they do it in a very well-planned manner. This new phase has begun, probably because Congress party has tried to put its act together, and we have started working in Gujarat at the grassroots levels. Even today, Rahul Gandhi is there trying to build up our organization from the district level onwards. Now you see they do it in a very orchestrated manner, and nobody actually does enough homework to go behind it. It was not just the ED charge sheet which happened yesterday. Yesterday, one more thing happened. Even today, Robert Vadra was summoned by ED and questioned yesterday and today. Now the public perception is that something big is happening. Robert Vadra is involved into something, but nobody has brought out the fact in the public that this has nothing to do with earlier allegations against Robert Vadra. BJP went after him when UPA was in power. Then they went after him when BJP formed Haryana government. They said there was a land deal in DLF. Entire media created an environment that some big wrongdoing is there. And then quietly last year, in 2023, April, BJP government gave an affidavit in court that there's no irregularity in that case. That case is closed. And suddenly now you have a new case, which nobody knows what that case is all about. So, but the perception is out that he was summoned earlier also, he was summoned now also. And as Javed Bhai said, nobody reads it fine print. The fine print is one case ends, you cook up another case. And these cases are being cooked up to destabilize Congress leadership, to defame them, because there's nothing in this. This is the 11th year of Modi government. 11th year. With its complete control over investigative agencies and media and administration, they have not been able to conclude even a single investigation. Isn't it a question mark on their efficiency, the way they run the government? But they have not been able to conclude because there's no substantive charge in reality on ground. Like you said, and media is writing, ED has mentioned, and I'm talking from leaks now, that in its substantiation, they mentioned that there's an IT case against Young India Company of 2017. Now, case IT notice of 2017 is being quoted as a ground for this case, but nobody is asking what happened to IT case.
Yes.
8 years. 8 years. What did IT officers do about that allegation? Does IT department just send out a notice of some 400 crore rupees and then go off to sleep? And it becomes a basis for another investigation by ED. In what world are we living today? Yesterday also, the charge sheet was filed just to give a fresh lease of life to this case, because last year ED went to the tribunal asking for an order, permission to attach the assets of AJL. It got that permission, but there's a legal stipulation that within 365 days, you have to file a charge sheet. So for 365 days, ED was sleeping. And on 365th day, last day, they filed the charge sheet. It is like we are well versed with these tactics of police and administration or investigative agency, that you arrest a person on Friday so that Saturday, Sunday are holidays. And these are tactics well known in our country. And ED resorted to the same tactics. On the last day permissible to it, it filed a charge sheet. It did not share the charge sheet with us. Nobody knows what is there in the charge sheet. But we are supposed to fight this public trial where one invisible hand is feeding the entire media, and the defendants have no idea what is there. So only thing that we can say is that what we know about the case ourselves. And we know there is no case. We know because this entire case is built up on the premise of money laundering. And money laundering has three provisions. A, there should be a crime. Then there should be proceed of crime. Third, the proceed of crime should be invested somewhere. Now there's no crime. Because what Young India did to take over the debt and convert it to equity is a well-defined legal provision. Every day the banks are doing it. You go to NCLT website. It's a lawful thing. The corporates are doing it every day. There's no crime. And court will also say there's no crime. There's no way that court can say that there was a crime. So there was no crime. Now, no money has been transferred because when the debt was taken over by Young India, 90 crores debt, which was on AJL, there was a stipulation that there will be no profit. It is a no-profit company, non-profit company. B, the assets won't be transferred to Young India. C, the dividends won't come to the shareholders of Young India. It will remain with the National Herald Group, AJL. D, whatever rental, whatever income comes, it will remain with National Herald Group, AJL. I'm using National Herald because AJL is not very common still with public. So, no money was transferred or no money can ever be transferred because that was the condition of the takeover. So, there's no wrongdoing, no crime. There's no transfer of money. And when there's no money, there's no question of money laundering. Because if money is not there, so how can you invest? So all the three conditions are non-existent. Yet we are being forced to reply to it. We are being forced to face this media trial and a farce of an investigation which ED has carried out. And this is the same ED, Neelu, which has carried out 5,906 investigations in last 10 years, but could conclude only 23. Only 23 convictions have happened.
Right.
But
Javed, coming to you.
let us not forget one point. It has been able to convict only in 23 cases, but what it did in between, it arrested more than 500 people without concluding the trials, and it has confiscated and or taken permission for confiscation for properties worth 70,000 crore rupees. AJL is only 360 crores. 70,000 crore rupees property you have attached or taken permission to attach. But you have no timeline, you have no track record of completing those investigations. So we are talking of a farce of our investigative agency. This is a fake or a farce investigating agency.
Javed, do you see a method in this madness? And I'm just tracking the developments since yesterday, what all has happened. I mean, we traced it out as to what happened since morning till evening. Then you have all the media channels talking about it. Then since morning today, we've had Ravi Shankar Prasad holding a press conference. Just now I was looking at a press conference held by...
From where did Ravi Shankar Prasad get this charge sheet? Tell me. He did a press conference. He's part of ruling party. Has he got unauthorized access to charge sheet? How did he do the press conference?
No, but
who gave him charge sheet?
But Gurdeep,
or the ruling party can do press conference on media leaks.
No, but can the Congress party not file a defamation or something, or some case against this? Because this is like a unilateral thing.
No. It's beyond defamation. This is a political fight we are fighting. BJP has used ED primarily to scare people. And those who cannot be scared, Rahul Gandhi or Sonia Gandhi can't be scared. They can't be suppressed. So it is being used to defame them. But this is a political fight. And our objective is very clear that we'll fight it on the streets and we'll fight it politically. We'll work to defeat BJP. That is our answer to it.
Okay, so if you're saying, Javed, I wanted to ask you on this bit as well, and also on what Sudhanshu Trivedi has said. But to the point which Gurdeep just mentioned, that we will fight it out on the street. Can BJP really be in a condition to arrest Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, even like for a few hours or 1 or 2 days to gain brownie points? And even though they know that, this entire narrative which they've been trying to design might get shattered, might get completely destroyed, but can they even manage even a few hours of arrest? Or they won't get into this?
No. Whether they will or they won't, I don't know. If they have any sense, they won't. The best thing, the biggest favor they can do to Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi and Mr. Kharge is to arrest them. The biggest political favor they can do is to arrest them. It will not stand ground within a couple of hours or in a couple of days. They'll be released, and then the political battle will begin. They will gain political sympathy. So the biggest political favor they can do is arrest these people. Whether they can, of course they can. They are in government, they can do anything. Earlier, the Supreme Court had used the term caged parrot. I don't know if there is something even more stronger than that which can be used for the official agencies. They are handmaidens. They are puppet on a string. They are acting on the orders of we know who. So those people, if they want, they can do it. But then, what goes around also comes back. Who knows? At some point of time when there is a change in government, then maybe this will come back to sting them. Because what you do unto others can also be done unto you. And this can happen. So I do not think that they will arrest them. The entire purpose is, like Mr. Sappal said, to defame, to tarnish them, to keep them under the cosh, to constantly keep them under pressure, keep them, when you're busy fighting for your, busy defending yourself, you won't be able to do a whole lot of political work or do stuff that you plan to do in Gujarat or in Bihar, etc. So this is just an idea to look. The BJP pushes all buttons. It's not a single track or single issue party. So it pushes all buttons. Now suddenly they've woken up. Okay, now let's start this. Let's put them on the back foot, because there are some signs that the Congress seems to be now waking up from its slumber. They are trying to put their house in order. So okay, put them on the back foot.
No, but if BJP is pushing multiple buttons, as you said, what is the best button which Congress can really push at this point of time? Supposing, you see the reality, what's happening. The media is by their side. All the agencies are by their side. So what is the best button which Congress can really push at this point of time?
Do not forget that the BJP is in power. When you are in power, you can operate the levers of power. You can operate the ED, the CBI, the income tax, other agencies. Opposition parties do not have the liberty of doing that. All they can do is fight this politically and fight this legally. So I'm sure the legal brain trust must be at it. They will do what they can in the courts, but politically also the Congress has to. Come back to the same question. The Congress needs to act together. The Congress needs to be able to put its house in order and mount a real political challenge. The problem with political parties is that when they are under pressure, they all say, yes, we will do that.
No, but in this particular case, I'm not digressing into other details, but as you said, that Congress needs to put its house in order. But in this particular case of National Herald, do you think that the Congress is really putting its best leg forward as far as it comes to the political fight?
Well, just staging a dharna at AICC won't do. They need to think out of the box. Bring all the political parties who've suffered in the hands of the BJP, bring them on one platform, launch a joint action. Why can't some senior leader, the top 3 or top 4 or top 5, why can't somebody sit on a fast unto death? Let them be. Up the stakes. Up the stakes. If tomorrow Mr. Kharge or Mrs. Sonia Gandhi sit on a fast unto death, they are both senior people, they are both fragile, they have health issues, and tomorrow morning what will happen? When the health starts deteriorating, then we'll see what people do. So you have to, take the fight to the enemy camp, not by physically fighting them, but you have to do things. Move the courts and then do this.
Yeah, you made an important point, and I want a response from Gurdeep on this particular thing, that why doesn't the party up the stakes if it is happening so repeatedly, so frequently? I think there's something lacking in the party. Is it that so, Gurdeep?
Oh, no, there's nothing lacking in the party on this count, Neelu. We have to understand, the more Congress gets active, the more ED will be activated. This is not the first time. When we actually were fighting a very good elections, when people in this country thought that BJP huge wave is there, but we knew on the ground there was no wave. What did BJP do? It's froze our accounts. We had no money. We had no money to contest. And I can share with you because I was part of that publicity campaign. For first 4 phases, there was not a single holding of Congress party which was put up. We had no money to put up hoardings. We had no money to publish newspaper ads. And probably that bit of lack of resources right before the elections led to a loss of maybe 20 seats, which was the final difference between forming a government and not forming a government. Then, at the same period of time, Hemant Soren was jailed. He was jailed. He was released by court after the elections were over, and ED similarly with same confidence had made some submissions in High Court in Hemant Soren case. But they were all baseless. Court threw them out of the window. But no, I'm coming to that. Now I'm answering your question. Then before the elections in Chhattisgarh, etc., there were series of raids on our leaders. So this is a repeat thing. Every time we know these things happen, the raids are done, but we are fighting a government which does not believe in a democratic setup. We are fighting a government which, so our response cannot be the same which is expected in a democratic system. So what we are doing is, despite all the disadvantages, we have not diluted our political ideology. It's very easy for us to speak the divisive language. If divisive language brings votes, then it's very easy for Rahul Gandhi also to speak divisive language.
No, but what Javed said,
what Javed ji is saying, I totally respect his opinion. Many ideas do come. But for us, our primary task today is to build our organization, to put up a challenge to BJP in states where we can win. Because that is the way forward that we find is the right way. So today, when entire media is talking about this case, being fed by BJP sources without even having the charge sheet in their hand, what is Congress party doing? Congress party is in Gujarat planning to revamp our organization there because we want to defeat Modi in his 10. And that will not be done by mere words or mere intents. It requires a huge groundwork. What is Congress party doing? We had a meeting with our allies in Bihar. Mr. Tejasvi Yadav was there for a meeting, and we have set up a program. And tomorrow, Tejasvi ji is calling a meeting of all the allies in Patna to put forward a roadmap. How are we going to contest this election? What will be our seat sharing pattern? What will be our agenda, manifesto, etc., etc. So we are working on these things. We are not working on symbolic things now because that will not help us.
No, but
so
today
BJP wants us to lose our focus. BJP wants us to just get embroiled in this thing. And after 11 years, for us, more important is not to get rattled by these things. We are protesting. We are protesting throughout country. Our protest will continue. We will fight in courts. But that should not make us lose our basic goal. Our basic goal is to revamp organization. In Belgaum session, our Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge ji announced that this is the year of organization. And that is something which has rattled BJP, which you said in the beginning. BJP is rattled. There's no reason that suddenly there's a flurry of things. One is they want this case to run as long as possible. But they also raided our leader in Rajasthan, Mr. Pratap Singh Kachariawas. 11 places the raids were happening. They've also summoned Mr. Vadra in a new case.
I'll get in Javed here. Just allow me to interrupt you, Gurdeep. I want to bring in Javed. Javed, like what you said, that Congress party has to do much beyond.
I think, Neelu, I think more than what Congress party should be doing, the debate should be what this case is all about. Because people, I think, on platforms like you, we have because the entire media today does not discuss what the reality is. They also try to create a scenario and take the debate towards that scenario. But we are fortunate that there are some platforms where we can speak about truth and reality. And yours is one of them. So I think your viewers will be more interested about this case per se. What is happening in this case? And I think if Javed Sahab can also enlighten your viewers on this, that would be a better thing to do.
Right. And in fact, Javed, what BJP ED has been claiming that they've got the money trail, they've got the documentary evidence, they've recorded the statements of the eyewitnesses. Now, how does one believe, and as what Gurdeep said, that the accused, or if I may call it, the charge sheet which has come out and it has named Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, they do not have a copy of the charge sheet. They've not seen what has happened, but they've come out with all these reports now. So, can BJP really go on a back foot with this particular case? The way they have fleshed out and designed this whole madness as what we are seeing since yesterday and today.
Look, by the time this case is seen through, by the time the courts come to a decision, rule one way or the other, my grandchildren will be taking part in debate. It's not way. This will go on for a donkeys of years. People will have forgotten it, and when that happens, when the judgment comes, assuming for argument's sake that it comes in Mr. Sappal's party's leadership's favor, people would. What has been the reaction to the 2G case, the exoneration in the 2G case? Has it created any ripples in the media? Has it pricked anybody's conscience? This is being fought here and now. This is being done for here and now to smear the Congress party, to paint them as corrupt, to tar the leadership of the Congress party. So therefore, it has to be fought now. That you will build up your organization, and then for a couple of years from now, you will defeat them. All right, but start fighting that now, because this is being done to frame a narrative, to win the battle for the hearts and minds of people. And you need to join that battle and fight it now. And that is why I said that one of the things they could do was this. Because you have to prick people's conscience. No, you have to wake people up from this. Oh, why is somebody like Mr. Kaloge, with such a senior person, 80 plus, he has obvious ailment, health issues, yet he's sitting on it. What is the issue? At least 5 out of 10 people will stop and think. Right now, okay, we are an organization, you remove Mr. Sappal and put Javed Ansari there. How will it make any difference? And this is my view. Mr. Sappal is a politician. I am a journalist. It's easier for me to dish out ideas and dish out advice, give out analysis. But the fact, to my view, sitting on the outside is you need to do something which will frame the narrative, which will which will prick people's conscience, which will make people think. Otherwise, this will be business as usual. People will only hear one side of the story, and it will be the end.
True. In fact,
in 2 days' time or in 5 days' time, the charge sheet will become public knowledge, because it will be presented through the courts or somewhere or the other. It will become public knowledge. But do you think anything will happen? Do you think heavens will fall? Do you think people will take to task anchors sitting in Noida for falsification of facts? Nobody's going to ask questions.
Look at what happened in Sushant Rajput's case. There's just one TV channel owner who said sorry and the story is over. But in fact, Gurdeep, I wanted to come to you on what Sudhanshu Trivedi has said. And just for the viewers, I'm just going to read out what he has said in the press conference. He says that the Congress is protesting across the country today. The National Herald case is a strange case in the history of India, where a company was sold for a debt of 90 crores, whereas it had the properties worth thousands of crores of rupees. The buyer and the seller were the same. It is claimed that the company was founded in remembrance of freedom fighters by Nehru, and it got closed in the Congress regime. That means Congress could not save its heritage in its regime of 50 years. Did it become so unpopular that there was no buyer? It poses a serious question on Congress's intention. Now, if this is the kind of narrative which BJP is rolling out through its favorite channels, what is the counter really to a narrative like this?
Because this is a mischievous statement. No company was sold. Selling a company means selling its assets. This is precisely our case. The company was not sold. There is a company which was printing 3 newspapers, which were part of our freedom struggle. And like any other media, you see, most of the media went through crisis in last few decades. This company also was going through a crisis. Congress party tried to bail it out by giving it loan. 90 crore loan was given in check. There was no cash transaction, in check. What was this loan used for? For making payments for salaries, gratuity, PF. And like any other company, which is governed by the corporate laws, if there's a debt on a company, some other company can take over the debt and change the debt into equity. So this is what Congress did. It floated a company, converted its debts, and made AGL debt free. It made AGL debt free. But in return, none of the assets were transferred. Sudhanshu Trivedi should be asked this question, which are the assets which were sold? This is our whole point. All the assets worth thousands of crore rupees, as they say. They have been saying it in every propaganda, this thing that it's a thousands of crore. But when the property is attached by this ED, the valuation is 359 crore rupees. So why is Sudhanshu Trivedi still lying that the properties are worth thousands of crore rupees? Their own agency has evaluated it for 359 crore rupees. But even that property has not been sold. And the condition for bailing them out was that the AGL will never ever be able to sell those properties. That is the condition. And all the properties, all the dividends, all the rentals, all the profits will remain with the parent company, AGL. So Sudhanshu Trivedi, in his own way of misleading people, is trying to tell people that this company was sold to somebody. It was not sold. It was a simple case of bailing out a company by taking over debt and converting it to equity. And this is what IBC is doing day in, day out. Insolvency Banking Code. Every day, there's some settlement happening. I can count so many settlements. Siva Industry, it had a total loan of 830 crores. It was settled for 318 crores by IBC code through NCLT. कैसे हो गया वो? Reliance Industry, Reliance Naval and Engineering, had a loan of 12,883 crore. Settled it for 2,083 crore. How did it happen? Was it not legal? It happened with full permission of NCLT. There are so many. Rohit Ferrotech, I can say. 4,221 crore rupees ka loan tha. It was settled for 496 crore. Same thing happened. I can tell Videocon. 42,000 crore loan was there, was settled for 2,900 crore rupees. In most cases, it was 80%, 90%, they call it haircut, was given. But the company was restructured, passed over. Here, the same process was taken, which is legal. Every day is it happening. Yet, the assets were not taken over. Assets remain with the parent company. So when Mr. Trivedi says, I have questions to him. Problem is that he will not be able to answer on your show. A, how does he think that it has been sold? What gives him this information? Why is he using this wrong information? How does BJP continue with its propaganda that it is worth 5,000 crore rupees? When your own ED, it means your ED is not doing a good job. Why is ED undervaluing assets of AGL? BJP, as Javed Bhai said, the aim is to defame. We are trying to communicate to people our position, but it's a difficult battle which can be fought politically. He says, "Aap fast kar do, dharna kar do." Number one thing for record, because he said it twice on your show. I don't think I work with Mr. Kharge. He has any ailments. Javed Bhai, he is fit and fine. ठीक है ना? His age may be on the higher side, but he is absolutely, and I think he's fitter than me at least. I can't say about others. But certain tools are effective in certain environments. There's a share which my earlier boss often used to recite to me, Mr. Ansari, कि फूल की पत्ती से कट सकता है हीरे का जिगर, मर्दे नादां पे कलमो नरमो नाजुक बेअसर. When you have authority on whom these techniques are ineffective, it doesn't work. So what we as a party have decided that our way is to do is to rebuild our party, because this is not just any political battle.
Right.
It's a
All
it's
right.
a far it's a authoritarian regime which does not believe in democracy. Whatever normally we think in a democratic framework. But in Congress party, we know that we are not dealing within a democratic framework. So our response, sometimes we are also trying to explore our ways, and we are also very clear that we need to work basics upward. Only then we can save democracy. Only then we can save the values that we are fighting for.
All right.
And these problems come, and we'll fight these problems also.
Okay, one quick question, and then I'll take the concluding remarks from Javed. Gurdeep, that now the next hearing in the Rouse Avenue Court is on 25th of April. Not many days are left. How does Congress plan its next move in the coming days?
No, this is a legal case. We'll fight it out, as Javed said. Do we remember there was a charge sheet in 2G case filed by ED? Charge sheets were filed then also, no? It was thrown out by the court. There was a charge sheet against Dr. Manmohan Singh in coal case. What happened to that? There was a charge sheet filed in Bofor's case. What happened to that? There was a charge sheet filed in Commonwealth game. What happened to that? If we take our last 40 years, at least in last 15, 20 years particularly, charge sheets are filed by agencies because agencies investigate. In these cases, they're investigating on the directions of powers to be, and they may say whatever they want to say. But in court, we'll have a chance to fight. We had a chance in those cases. Unfortunately, when the cases are dismissed, nobody notices it. The DLF case was dismissed, 2G was dismissed, coal was dismissed. So this fight will continue legally. Right now, in the 25th hearing, the judge has to take cognizance of this charge sheet. Other things will follow later. And our lawyers will fight it out. And we do not expect them to stop here. As a party, we know. The income tax notices that are being served, still being served on us. As a party, we know what we are fighting. We may not be speaking everything in public today, but we are faced with many other things which are happening to us. But we are keeping our goal in focus. And our goal is that we have to survive and rebuild the party to fight this challenge. So our lawyers will take care of the legal side. Politically, we will be doing what we are supposed to do.
All right. So Javed, we've, I think, discussed this case threadbare from all angles, the legal perspective of it, and also the political side of it. What would you really say towards the end now? Are we going to see a situation where probably ED will again file a closure report, no evidence found, and lot of egg on the face of the BJP and the ED, but it doesn't make a difference to them. They will.
No, ED can also be defeated in court. ED may not say closure report, like happened in Hemant Soren case.
Right.
You read the judgment of the High Court. It came down very hard on ED, and the Supreme Court upheld the High Court's version.
Did. Yes. So Javed, what would you really say towards the end in this particular case of National Herald? Yeah.
Whether it's National Herald or other cases, the Congress and the opposition have a fight on their hands, political, legal, and in every which way, and they need to be prepared for the worst. It's as simple as that.
All right. So we'll have to end it here. Thank you so much, Javed Ansari. Thank you so much, Gurdeep, for joining on HW. Thank you.